Hello, and yeah, this is gonna be a reaction to Incognito mode, the Swedish job Sundance rejects. And this is the second channel of Internet Historian or The Internet Historian, don't remember what the name of the channel is. But yeah, decided because it's called the Swedish job and I can buy the thumbnail. I'm suspecting it's gonna be like a robbery or something. That's said in Sweden, so maybe it's something that I know because I born and raised here in Sweden. So let's go right into it. And the name, the Swedish job, the Sundance rejects, it rings a bell. To like a movie, I think. So maybe what I'm thinking of is like based, or what this guy's gonna talk about, and the movie I'm thinking about, maybe they're based on the same thing. Well, I say that I'm thinking of. In my mind, I'm just thinking of like a movie, like a robbery movie, a robbery movie, I think, or like a thief movie. What that movie is called, I have no idea. What happens in the movie, I have no idea. But that's kind of like what comes up in my mind. So I'm just gonna start.
Though dramatized, the following is a truth.
Oh, there we go. Just notice quick that it's a bit fast. Oh, it's a heist.
Stockholm, December 22nd, 2000.
Okay, I was only 4 years old then.
The Swedish National
So I
Museum.
probably, unless it's something that's super big,
square feet of priceless
that you would know for years to
Only
come.
2 roads in and out. The
I have
police
no
will
idea
be
about
ready.
this.
Walking away with the goods won't be easy.
Smash and grab job, huh?
Not quite. First things first, a distraction. At exactly 4:55
Ja, Nationalmuseet.
5 minutes before the museum closes, we blow up 2 cars outside the Grand Hotel and the Strand. Naturally, fire trucks and police will be dispatched.
I've been to the Grand Hotel once.
Only one. And he'll be busy ushering everyone to leave.
Why we were there, I have no idea,
We
since
get
we live like
ourselves
super
armed
close to
and approach.
Stockholm. We
Meanwhile,
live in
2 of
Stockholm,
us are
but
already inside waiting for the signal. Once you hear those explosions, put on your balaclavas and take out guns.
okay, is this like an art heist?
Get on the floor. Don't move. So the standard disarm the guards and get everyone on the floor.
Okay, so this is kind of like
One of you stay
their
there
plan
long
on
and
trying
get your
to
way upstairs and into the gallery.
get
Now
to the
remember,
paintings.
no browsing. We're here for 3 paintings in particular. Conversation
Rembrandts.
with the Gardener and Young Parisian by Renoir.
Oh, and Renoir,
Soft Portrait
alright.
by Rembrandt.
2
So how do we
Rembrandt
crack this in?
and 1
There
Renoir.
is no safe. No security
And
camera.
I guess
or
the
alarms
things
either.
that he's showing there at the
Cut up
bottom
rules.
is like the references he's getting.
Amateurs.
We bag the goods and bust out the front door.
Or what he's referencing. Or the
And we're just supposed
citations.
to walk out of there with the 3 paintings and not get stopped?
Yes.
Won't take the police long to catch up.
That's what I'm counting on. A little surprise I prepared earlier.
Like caltrops.
And
Okay,
from there
so
it's
what
easy
went
to walk
wrong
to the
with your
dock till we've
plan?
got a boat ready. We skim around the waterfront and down the labyrinthine canals of Stockholm and make a beeline for Malar Lake.
Jesus.
Then we dock in a quiet area and make it on foot back to the road.
Quite far.
Yes, you already have a car waiting.
Malan.
We drive back to the city, get back to HQ, paintings in hand.
But I would think that
And
if
congratulations,
they
boys.
don't
You
know
just robbed the Swedish
you
National
know,
Museum for an
about the
estimated
robbers that are in like a...
$30 million.
Ooh. But who's gonna buy it?
And that's
All right.
exactly how all of it played out.
Oh. Okay, they actually succeeded.
The
Okay.
next day,
I thought it would be about...
the police had cleaned
The
up
failures
the
of their
cars,
plan.
and they were questioning staff, getting any clues they could about the suspects. They didn't have any faces. They didn't have any DNA evidence. It was a professional job,
D.B.
and there was
Cooper
very little to go on.
and the Zodiac Killer and a Hamburglar. D.B. Cooper is busy fighting...
Someone came forward.
no, not Sasquatch. What's that called? D.B. Cooper
witness.
versus Bigfoot. There we go.
An old man. I I was working on the river when I saw
Oh,
three
and he
men
saw their
speed
boats.
off out of the area in an orange boat. Did you get a good look at him? No, but they seemed suspicious, so I followed him.
Like
Followed
a
him right
typical
through
old
the
man.
canals, into the May
The
Line.
biggest like
Aye, and right
obstacle
to the
to
shore,
evil
where they
plans.
parked their vessel
No
and
see old
abandoned
people.
it. It's very Swedish. Can you show us where on the map? Aye. So the police sent out a couple of cars and found the boat. Here it is. Nothing inside. No paintings.
And they just
detected.
left it.
Damn. What
They
about the
should have maybe
registration?
like dragged it into the woods at
Nothing, sir.
least.
Well, I guess the only thing we can do is put out a picture of the boat.
Maybe they
Ask
didn't
the
want to do
public.
that because maybe if there were people,
So they
on
published
the-
pictures
what's
of the boat
called?
in the local newspaper and asked people to come forward.
you know,
with
right
information.
there, they might think,
The next
wait,
day.
why are they dragging a
Oh,
boat?
it's my boat. The boat owner
Oh.
paid the police a visit. I'm Pa Lundmark, and that's my boat.
Okay, Per Lundmark.
We'll ask the questions. Well, I just sold the thing last week to 3 chaps who looked a bit suspect. Did you get their names? Afraid not, sorry.
Okay.
Although, when I sold the boat to them, they asked if they could use my trailer to transport.
And it has a GPS
I said
tracker.
yes, but only if they gave me their phone number for safety.
Oh no!
Have
Did
you
they
still
use
got
their
it?
actual phone number?
Yep, here it is.
And not like
I wrote
a-
it on the back of the receipt.
Like a throwaway
And this is
phone?
where everything unraveled for the thieves.
Mr.
Because
Thief
despite all of this
XXO.
Ocean's 11 style bullshit,
That they
they
succeeded
had
with.
used their real phone number.
Ah. I mean, it's a good thing, I guess, that they did that, right?
So police looked up the number and everyone they had called. We've got a match. The number was connected to a gang of petty thieves. They were not big-time criminals. They had done small
is
stuff
that why
like
they-
car thefts, drug peddling,
They
and
thought
so
about the
on.
big stuff.
They were not
But
criminal
the small
masterminds.
thing of,
This
you know,
thread of evidence led to 2
not
years
fucking
serving
using
sentences
that
in a minimum
fucking phone
security
number.
prison 10 miles from Stockholm.
Okay.
A Russian named Alexander Petrov and a Swedish national named Stefan
Okay.
Nordstrom.
Stefan Nordström.
But wait, these men were behind bars.
Well,
haven't yet
they're
like
probably in like minimum security,
Well,
so they get to leave.
turns out they are considered low-risk
Yeah,
prisoners,
exactly.
which means they are allowed weekend furloughs. Essentially, they're just doing jail as a day job.
Which I think is a good thing.
And while
I actually
good boy
think this
Petrov
system in
could
Sweden
return
is
from
pretty
his
good.
Weekend away.
Because I mean, if you haven't done like a dangerous
police
crime
went
or
to work
something, why
searching
shouldn't you?
Nordstrom's empty cell.
No, just spend like 5 days out of the week in jail,
Lo and behold,
and then
Nordstrom had been
basically
doing a
on
bit of
Saturday,
reading.
because you have to be back
Collections
before
of
Sunday
newspaper
night,
clippings from
they
past
release you
art
on like
heists.
Saturday morning,
Very subtle.
and you have to
On
be
top of
back
that,
at
Nordstrom
before
had
like
reportedly been
Sunday
visiting a bunch of
like
auction
night.
houses in the area.
So it kind of like gives
They were
them
clearly
like,
the
you know what?
painting
If you do
bandits.
something bad again, you're gonna lose
Now,
even that.
here's the thing about
things that
art
you want to
for
do on the
It's a difficult
weekends.
game. Unlike jewelry or other valuable goods, you can't just offload these anywhere. You need
Yeah.
a buyer who has a lot of cash and is willing to take a huge risk themselves.
And also,
Possession
you're
of
not gonna
stolen
get
property
30
is a
million.
crime, and they
You
wouldn't be
know,
allowed to keep the paintings if
like
word
when you
ever got
sell
out.
stuff like that,
So
you're
essentially,
probably lucky if you get
they
like
had
30%
$30
of the
million
value. That's if you're lucky,
unsellable
right?
goods.
So, what do we do?
Oh, we could sell it to a billionaire in China.
Do you know
Okay,
anyone?
Do you know any?
No.
Yeah, I thought so. So shut the fuck up and think of something better.
Why don't we just ransom it back to the museum?
I mean,
That's not
could
the
work,
worst
or
idea in the world.
you can pretend that you just found the paintings, you know, and just give them back.
December 28th, 2000.
To be like, ah,
6
shit,
days
we're not
after
gonna
the
make any
robbery.
money from this.
Petrov's lawyer approaches the police station. Hello. Yes, hello.
And was
I
he?
am here on behalf of my client, and acting as an intermediary. We have your paintings.
Alright.
Go on.
Are they
I
gonna
am
be
here
like,
to
if you want
negotiate
paintings
something
alive,
to your
give
return.
us 30 million.
For a modest sum.
Alright, yeah, they're gonna try again.
Interesting tact. This is, of course,
what's it called?
completely illegal.
Is it
Lawyers
called
can't just
extortion?
negotiate ransoms for their clients. Got any
Ransom,
proof you
that's the
have
word I
painting?
was thinking of.
Right here. The attorney then revealed hostage-style photos of the stolen art, complete with that day's newspaper. Right. So who are these clients of yours? Can't say. Lawyer-client confidentiality and all that.
They're like, okay, we're just gonna
Right.
follow you everywhere you go.
Let me just have
and
a
then
chat
bug
with
your
my
phones.
supervisor. The police feigned interest, but there was no way they were going to pay a ransom when they could simply catch the guys. So instead, they stalled and placed a surveillance team on Petrov for the next time he met with his attorney. A couple of days later,
Wait,
that meeting
so
took
they
place.
knew about Petrov then? Oh yeah, because of the phone
And
number.
surprise, surprise.
Of course, I forgot.
They're not alone. Nordstrom had turned up as well. Wait for it.
See you soon. Take care.
Big kiss on the lips.
Go.
Or on the
The
cheeks,
police
sorry.
moved in on Nordstrom.
What the? No, I'm innocent.
Save it for the judge. Ah, what do we have here?
Those aren't mine.
In a moment of sheer genius, Nordstrom had decided to bring with him
Okay.
a bag filled with Polaroids
Oh,
of the
no.
stolen paintings. Is this how you get your kicks?
You idiots.
Get these to the lab. Later, the lab found Petrov's fingerprints.
Well, at least they're gonna know, like, okay,
With this evidence,
you
they
know,
obtained
we
a
caught
warrant to raid a cellar that
at least
began-
two of the people
Look everywhere.
who broke
They may have left the
into
subtlest of
the
clues.
museum.
Anything that can even
How
give
many
us a
were they that
scrap
broke
of
into the museum?
Detective,
I think they showed
there's a date
4.
book literally showing all of the details of the heist, including all of the co-conspirators.
You have to destroy it then.
Thanks, detective.
After
Hey,
you've
do you know
done
what time
it,
it is?
destroy the evidence.
It's time for...
Unless he wanted that. You know what? I was forced to do this by the
we got the bad
criminals.
guys.
You
There
know,
was a problem.
I was fearing for my
They
life.
hadn't recovered any of the
And I do
paintings.
think,
They
like,
had searched the cellar.
okay,
top
yeah,
to
sure, they
bottom,
did armed robbery,
the
so.
homes of the criminals,
But I still feel like 80
had
years.
questioned
Did
all
did
of
someone get injured?
and no one.
It was like
given
no one got
the goods.
injured. I don't know. I think 8 years sound a lot. Because at the end of the day, like, it's just paintings, right? And as long as, well, I guess they haven't gotten the paintings back. Sure, if they would have given them the paintings as well, then I would be like, okay, maybe then
Is it the paintings again?
lower the sentences, maybe 6 years.
I just
instead of
can't stop
8.
thinking about it.
Yeah, and they did
They're
blow
out
up
there
some
somewhere.
cars. I completely forgot about that. They blew up some cars, so someone might have been injured. Even though I don't think anyone is injured. He didn't mention it. I think if someone was
I'll go
injured,
for
he
it.
probably would have mentioned it. But yeah, I didn't think about that. Alright, so I guess 8 years is, you know,
Couldn't sleep either.
I think 4 years
Time.
for receiving
Rumors are
stolen goods is way too
circulating
much
that
though.
Renoir's The Conversation is going
If
up
that's
for sale.
all, you know,
Count me in,
their
detective.
plan, all they did, just
just have to
receive
get
the
through
stolen
now.
goods. 4 years, way
We're
too
gonna
much.
need something a little less official. We're going
Undercover.
undercover.
Alright. And they're gonna try and
Ad time.
buy it.
Okay.
I mean, for like an ad inside the
bites you.
video, like it is
and I
pretty
have to
like
suck out the poison. But then I remember
cool
watching
that
this
he's, like, doing a
documentary,
little
right,
skit
and it was on like
for
Tech
it.
Bites and stuff.
that's what you get, bitch. Not, you know, taking him up on his offer. I guess sure, it was like semi-comical.
Swedish police
Obviously, it's
set up
supposed to
an
be funny,
undercover agent to infiltrate the ring and to buy the ring.
but way too
He
long,
would be
way too
posing
long.
As a representative for an interested buyer who was standing by, but they'd need confirmation that the painting was the real deal. That's him.
Okay,
Art thief.
so this is
Yes.
was this one of
Are
the
you the buyer?
the people who went in
me.
there and helped them
I represent a
steal
very
it,
wealthy
and now
and
has
very
the
interested
paintings.
client. But of course, before we can start negotiating, I need to know that we're talking about the real deal.
All right, mate. Come with me.
The undercover agent followed one of the men into the bathroom.
Okay. What do you think?
That's quite something.
Come on.
My client will be very pleased.
Okay. What do you say?
Okay, it's only one.
200K?
That sounds acceptable. In fact, it's quite
Is
low.
it 200k
My rich
Swedish
buyer probably
krona
would have paid a lot
or
more even.
Swedish crowns, I guess?
Fantastic.
Or is it 200k like dollars?
Hey, that in.
They both washed their hands and exited the cafe. Seconds later, police came screeching
Okay,
around
Swedish
the corner,
kroner.
sirens blazing.
I think back then, wasn't it
Sorry,
like
fellas,
7
it was me
kroner
the whole
or
time.
8 kroner per dollar?
Who?
Oh, right, we've never met before. Well, book 'em, boys.
Oh, you fucking mug! Fuck you! I'm gonna fucking take you down!
Well, you got one more.
They had done it. Partially. They had retrieved one of the 3 paintings, and they had a bunch of new leads. The cops rounded up even more members of the gang. Among
Jesus.
them, Alexander Sasha Lindgren and an Iraqi, Peahc Kadhum, as well as 3 of his brothers. Now, remember these lads. We'll be coming back to them. But even though they rounded up all these guys, only one man would have charges against him that would stick.
I mean, if he was the one who actually did it, who was there
There
and
were still
sold
2
it,
pieces of art out
I can see why. Also, wait a minute. I would say the police,
Los
when it comes to
Angeles,
well, maybe not.
4.5 years later.
I
Downtown.
would be like, like
The
the
FBI
police
working
like
on a
pushed
routine
them
case. It's a
to
drug
like do a
bust with
crime,
Bulgarians.
where they
Nothing too out
maybe
of
they
the
went to them
Until
and went
they
like,
heard
you know
something
what, like,
unusual.
Yeah.
want to buy this, blah blah blah.
For sale.
Is that code for something? Are they human trafficking? Chief, I believe it's that painting that was stolen from the Swedish National Museum a few years back.
Okay, I didn't pay attention.
Get it out of the city.
Sounds like it's going to be on the move.
I heard like
No, it's gonna
FBI,
take
so
out
wait, why is the FBI
We're
involved
the
in this?
FBI, damn it. Infallible. Pillars
Yeah.
of competence.
Oh yeah,
So they
sure.
ramped up surveillance. The Bureau intercepted a call from one of the gangs.
Okay, are they in New York? Did the paintings
Boris
get all the way to
Hostile.
New York?
It's time for a good old-fashioned stakeout. The FBI waited outside Kostov's home until
Just
they
like
saw
the
him load
FBI,
up a
CIA.
small, painting-sized package into his car's trunk.
Okay, so it's not gonna be the
Yeah,
painting.
we got it.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have
Told
said
to be
painting
careful.
size
Should be at there's a rip.
package.
We're going in. Get down, get the fuck down. The FBI swarmed. Kostov surrendered. We've got it, Captain. Haha, the big prize. FBI wins again.
Like always.
So they opened the bag and
Come on,
found
FBI. You need to do what you normally do.
dry cleaning.
Find someone who's mentally ill.
Shit.
Make sure that they, like,
Arrest
you
them anyway,
make
boys.
the plan for them to commit
So they
crime.
pull Kostov
You
in.
give them everything they need to commit the
I'll be
crime,
good cop.
the time,
And
everything.
You also be the good cop.
And then when they
People like
commit
it
the
when
crime,
you're
you
nice.
can go and stop
thinking,
it.
Captain.
Or wait
Look,
until he's
here's
committed
the thing.
crime and killed a
He
bunch of
surprised
people.
us with the law.
And then capture him,
Those
which
whites.
most likely shoot him.
Very white, by the way. I'd like to know who you use.
Come on,
But the thing
FBI.
is, we've been tailing
Do
you
what
for
you do
months, and
best.
we know about the drugs, and that's the bigger deal anyway.
Oh yeah, you got any evidence?
Yeah, all of this.
Okay, so
The
they actually had
overwhelming
evidence.
amount
They're
of
like,
evidence means
we're the
Kostov
FBI.
is
You
definitely
think we need
going to be
evidence,
found
bitch?
guilty. And that means possibly 30 years in prison. At his age, this is effectively a life sentence. In a corner, Kostov broke.
Yeah, all right. I know where your paintings are. I want a deal.
Kostov agreed to assist the police. Good choice. Now take us to the paintings.
I can't do
led the
that
police to a local
on the Pawn Stars.
Down.
Like, I can't take you to the actual
As they entered
paintings
the basement.
because they're not.
Kostov pointed to an art folio leaning against the wall, wrapped in towels and a grocery bag. They unraveled it.
And
Surely
it's
enough,
actual painting,
it
or
was
is
the
it not?
young
Okay.
Parisian, and in good condition.
So how did it get all the way to America?
2 out of
Someone
3.
must have
The only one
smuggled it
remaining
very
was the
well.
Rembrandt. However,
Or,
with
you know
Kostov
what,
as an
if
asset,
you just go
authorities now
through
have a
there,
way to
like, how the
find
fuck
him.
are they gonna know? They're gonna be like,
Give me
you
the
know,
other
you're
painting,
just
Kostov.
traveling with a painting.
don't-
Like, how the
But
fuck are they gonna know that it's like
Yeah,
stolen
okay, I
one?
got contacts in
Wait, no, that one was correct. Say that again.
I know people in Sweden who know where it is.
So it's not here in LA?
Oh, it's back in Stockholm.
You sly.
And I don't know, like, I don't blame the dad
We
that
know
much
You're telling the truth. Sorry, it's a reflex.
That's okay.
for like
Because-
breaking.
Yes?
Because
Yeah?
the person
And
who
like
has
giving up
it
the painting.
Yes?
is
Like-
my own son.
Because he said that. Did he say like he would get like 50
Alexander
years?
Lindgren.
Okay, he gave
Oh
up his son.
my
Well, if his son is in Sweden,
I know,
like,
right?
I don't mind
Kostov was
it.
willing to incriminate his own son to avoid jail time.
Well, you have to think, like, if he got a very
back
good
to
deal,
Sweden.
maybe like, oh, you'll spend 5 years in a shithole American
In
prison.
Stockholm, the son, Lindgren,
Okay.
was being pressured by his associates, Peahc and Peahc. Those are the guys from before, by the way. To sell off the Rembrandt. It's been almost 5 years, dude.
What do I
Sell
reckon?
this
I
thing or
recognize
not?
who they're
I do
using
enjoy looking at it, but
as the Iraqi. I recognize that
FBI
face,
makes
but
a
I don't
call.
know from where.
Sweden, my man, I got a tip for you. I can't understand you. Speak English. We'll put someone on the line who does. Okay, thanks. Hello? English? Hello? Okay, cool. We have a tip for you.
Yeah, but I mean, I
FBI
don't.
tells Swedish
I wouldn't be
authorities
like,
to put
okay, the
surveillance
dad
on
give up
Lindgren
his son.
and the
It is
Catholics.
like, oh, come on.
Lindgren,
But
unaware that his father had
mean,
betrayed him, would be
I have to
caught
think about
up
that.
in the
Like,
sting.
spend
The stage was set. But if they were going to pull this
as
off,
much time.
they
Who
would
knows
need to call
how
in their
long
top dog.
his sentence got
Part
reduced
scholar,
by doing
part
that.
daredevil.
Oh,
All right, I have no idea why he's written this way in all the articles, but we're going to go with it.
they're getting.
The king of the sting, the defender of Dali, the guardian of Goya, half scholar, half daredevil, and 100% man. With an alignment of chaotic good.
And his
he'll
name
teach
is?
you about the classics, then he'll teach you to make love. Robert K. Whitman.
Whitman. Okay, so is this like some like must have been like some
Part 5.
popular detective
Copenhagen.
or something?
September 15th,
Oh, in Denmark.
2005.
Yeah, because I
The
mean, if
meeting
he's
had been
all the
arranged.
way in Sweden and
The
Denmark,
Cadham brothers
and I
arrived at train
assume
from
he's
Stockholm,
probably not from those
secretly
countries to
followed by
begin with.
police the whole way. And as they sit in
So
their
it
seats,
has become like an
in the hand of
international
one of the brothers is held
thing to try
a
and
small,
get,
painting-sized parcel. Police
you
could
know,
have
the
arrested them then
hardback.
and there. They would have had the brothers red-handed. But that wouldn't be enough. It would be a simple possession of stolen goods charge, and the police wanted to catch them in the act of selling the painting. So they stood
Okay.
by. Kostov and Whitman
So
arrived
where's
at
the
Scandic Hotel.
mistake gonna happen?
The Cadhams and Lindgren made
Are they gonna notice that something's wrong and then they're gonna leave?
Hey guys,
They said
hey,
in
killer.
Swedish.
do you guys want to do the deal now or grab lunch first?
No, let's just get this over.
Yeah, let's get the
Okay,
deal
come
over
with
with.
me.
come on, son. Let's throw the old football around. But Dad, come on, son.
One last thing
I'm doing it.
before they know
Proud of
that
you,
I
boy.
betrayed you. But I mean, how long is
Whitman
his
led
son gonna
Cadham up
spend
to his
in
room.
jail?
The room had been thoroughly bugged in preparation.
I hope you like.
They will probably spend
Swedish
the same
Corona.
amount,
Nice.
maybe.
I'm gonna have to.
Or the
count
dad will
it.
probably still spend
No
more
problem.
time in, but he's
Whitman
gonna spend time in like American jail.
You could see the
While
look
the
in
son might
Cadham's
spend
eyes
time
as
in
he
like
greedily
a.
counted the money.
If he's gonna get caught in Denmark, is he gonna get prosecuted even though he
So,
committed a crime in
You
Sweden?
guys have like a good trip out?
They're gonna send him back to Sweden and get prosecuted, right? And then he's gonna spend some time in Swedish prison.
See any good movies lately? You know, there's a delightful restaurant down.
It's very hard to count when you keep talking.
Oh, okay.
All right, and that's 200,000.
I
Amazing.
assume Swedish
5 years of
kroners.
holding on to this painting, seeing all of his buddies go to jail. For
Because
200
if it is,
grand, it would all be worth it.
yeah, they're showing, you know, it's the old
gotta
Swedish money.
Peahc
So I
then
assume
stood
they're
up
talking about in Swedish
and left the
kroners.
room with the cat.
Which I guess in today's money would be like
Hey, wait.
$20,000.
Peahc went back down
So
the
all
lane
these
and was
years-
making his way to the exit.
And all this probably
what's
stress.
Peahc walked right up
For
the front door of the
20,000.
hotel without saying much of anything.
That's probably gonna
What the
get
hell's
split
going
by
on?
from
Has the deal
how many
soured?
people,
Has
you
our
know?
cover been blown? Is this a cross? Police on standby were starting to get nervous.
Is this where the problem
Whitman
is? They're
was
not gonna engage. Then he's just gonna fuck off.
Just hold steady.
Minutes passed.
Stay cool.
They're getting away.
Stay cool.
And
They're like,
then
oh, they're gone.
they came back
Oh,
with a different bag in hand.
ah, smart.
It turns out
They're like,
the bag
oh,
they had before was
decoy.
a decoy. They were using it to see if any cops would be drawn out. Now that the deal seemed solid.
So they probably
the
knew
real thing.
maybe they gotten some
Cadham
information
returns to
maybe
the room,
that his
and Whitman
dad
is
did get caught
That's the real deal.
with one of the paintings.
Danish SWAT is standing by and ready
So
to
they were
search.
like, oh, trying to sell
Whitman
one of the
spoke the
paintings.
code
Oh no,
that's
wait, they
necessary
probably
to
knew
launch
from
their raid on the room.
the guy
Would you
when they
like
got the first
an
painting, you know.
orange?
Excuse me?
The one selling for
My favorite
20k.
color is orange.
Okay.
Hello guys,
I mean,
SWAT
orange.
or whatever
I said
the Danish
orange.
version is called.
Anyway, thanks for the money, but
Insect-
we gotta go.
insect-
No, wait.
Sitcom.
Let me arrange you a cab.
That's okay, we'll walk.
The SWAT team burst into the room as Whitman jumped into the bathtub, clutching the painting to his chest. The SWAT
What are they gonna do? Just come in and just spray bullets everywhere?
The arrests of Peahc, Hardham, his brother Dea, and the betrayed Lindgren went off without a hitch. Whitman emerged from the bathroom victorious.
And now we have all
Women
the 3
swoon,
paintings.
Men swoon.
Great.
I'm swooning. Jesus, what a man.
Looks like you're caught by the police.
Yes, well done, Whitman. And we would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for your sly doggery.
Thank you. Now, take it
All
away,
right.
boys.
Whitman held the painting aloft. It was now safe. He returned it to the Swedish National Museum. And the timing was perfect. Because in just a few days, they would be exhibiting a show on Rembrandt anyway, and they not only had
Okay.
him back, but a
I mean,
story
the fact that that is true
The
makes me
painting was
think,
unveiled as the centerpiece.
were these
This
actually
time
the
behind
real
glass.
paintings?
And with
Or
a
was it just
specially
like, holy
assigned
shit, what a
security guard
coincidence?
standing by its side.
Or were they
So
like,
the
you know
Cannon
what,
brothers and Alexander
let's get these
Lindgren were
paintings
convicted
back
of receiving stolen
soon,
goods. However,
because
their
that is
sentences
supposed
were
to
overturned by
happen.
a Swedish appeals court ruling that they had been provoked into the crime. Well,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I agree.
as for our hero, well, Whitman hung up
I actually
his coat,
agree.
and nothing has ever been stolen.
Maybe they should have gotten like, maybe like, in like low prison for like a month or 2. They probably did. They probably spent like a couple months in, not prison, but the thing before. And then they were like, you know what, the punishment you would have gotten is basically the same amount that you spent in confinement or like the pre-prison. Is that called jail? Before you actually go to prison. So they're kind of like, you know what, you already served your sentence while the court case happened. I can see that was the case. But yeah, I mean, I would say the video was good. It was something I knew nothing about. I knew nothing. Nothing about this heist on the Nationalmuseet. I'm glad it wasn't Naturhistoriska, because that's a museum I really like. Or I really liked when I was younger. I haven't been to a museum in so many years. I don't know if I would still like it. But that is a really cool museum. So if you're ever in Sweden, young me would recommend visiting Naturhistoriska. And not Nationalmuseet. I don't know. I've been to that museum as well when I was very young and with school. And for me, back then it was like, I mean, I was neutral to it. While Naturhistoriska was actually fun. So I guess the guy who got the longest time was Nordström in the beginning, you know. Because I guess maybe he was like the brain of the operation, and he actually did the armed robbery. Him and the Russian, and I guess the guy who first, like, who had the first painting, because maybe he was part of the armed robbery. Did they say that he got, like, the charge against him was also armed robbery and trying to sell stolen goods? I don't remember. And I do wonder, did they actually get left off with nothing? Because I would agree that the police and those last people, even though people, like in the beginning maybe, or like when they got the first painting, the fact that, I mean, the fact that if the police were the ones who went up to them to try and, you know, get them to sell something illegal, I would agree that they're being, coerced to a job, not to a job, coerced to commit a crime. It would be the same, because I mean, in Sweden that's illegal. The police are not allowed to do that stuff. So if they did that, I mean, I think they should be left off for that crime. But, I mean, they still had the stolen goods and all that stuff, so I do think what probably happened is that they spent who knows how long in the pre-jail, and they decided, you know what, that is enough punishment. And also whatever they spent on the lawyer fees, they probably didn't get that back. So that's kind of like, that is your punishment. Which I think is fair. I mean, at the end of the day, no one was injured, right? And the people who, I guess, did the bombings, because exploding those 2 cars, and I guess throwing out those caltrops, I would say, like, is the real, like, dangerous stuff. And also the armed robbery. So those who did that, they got a harsh punishment, like 7-8 years. So I think that's fair. But you think about that, all of this happened because they forgot to not use their actual phone numbers. Too bad. And I wonder how long the dad got in jail in America. I think he said like his drug charges were like 50 years or something, which is insane that you would get that just for selling drugs or something. Insane. I will not. I mean, here in Sweden we have shit laws about when it comes to that as well. Like in Sweden, I'm sure these guys, like doing that armed robbery, exploding cars and all that, I do think you probably should get around 80 years for that. I actually think that's fine. But if they would have like smoked marijuana or sold or cannabis or anything like that, or used, I mean, I could see that if you sell these things, maybe they'll be like, okay, you get a little bit higher sentence. But if they were to smoke it themselves, they got caught, they probably would have gotten like 10 years. It's like, oh god, you got caught with like smoking cannabis, you gotta get 16 years. Like in Sweden, like that type of stuff, the punishments you get are way worse than like actual things that hurt people, like other people. It's insane. So I would say when it comes to that stuff, certain American states, I have to be like clear here, have like better laws than us in Sweden. Because I think it should be legal. And I also think that, I do think that like cannabis at least should be exactly how we do alcohol in Sweden. Like it should be like a government monopoly basically. And then there you go, you can get cannabis that way. It should be tied, like Systembolaget should have control over that. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's the video. I don't know, I felt like I talked a fuck ton and I probably didn't pay that much attention to it because there was like certain things in like the overall story I didn't really care that much about, but there were individual things in it that like caught me and I wanted to talk about. So like at the end of the day, it's kind of like And I will say that the ad section, how long was like 3 minutes long ad, very boring. I mean, yeah, sure, like, it's kind of fun that the person like who's like a NordVPN man, he's basically like a rapist or something. Like that's funny, like he's someone who's like trying to date rape, drug someone. That is funny. And the fact that they like sure, do that. But I mean, I should have just skipped that. I mean, I guess that's the big negative I have. It's actually the ad section. Everything else I think is pretty fine. Thank you guys for watching and goodbye.